Hi, I left the UK just over 1 month ago because I wanted better health and better quality of life. This is part 2. I'm going to link the first video I made about relocating above. My final destination will be Gibraltar, but at the moment I'm in the Costa del Sol just because an apartment hasn't come up yet. So the first part of this video is going to be about my health journey, and the second part is going to be an update on everything I've done over the last month. Food is really important to the culture. In the UK, it's very much grab something as you're running down the street on your way to something. Here everybody talks about food, they love eating, meal times are very important. In the UK we get a lot of imported fruit and veg. A lot of it is frozen on ships, a lot of it is covered in wax, so it looks good even though maybe the inside is not so good. Eating a tomato here is a completely different experience from eating a tomato in the UK. I think it's something to do with the sun. They grow quicker and maybe they get bigger and the taste is better. I don't know, but the food tastes better. It's good for your health because, like, I used to eat salads in the UK, but here you feel more inclined to make a salad because it's just so tasty. So I think it has improved my diet in a lot of ways. One thing people have told me here is that it's so easy to grow here in Spain. So you literally throw some seeds in the floor and you have some plants growing. Because it's so easy, they need less fertilizer and pesticides. So there's less chemicals on the veg and the fruit. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it kind of makes sense. One thing I was concerned about here was if I could get the same organic food that I got in the UK, because most of my diet was organic, and I've been pleasantly surprised. I found a French chain called Carrefour, and in the big hypermarkets they have thousands of organic products, but they don't call it organic, they call it bio. Apparently Europeans trust the word bio more than they trust the word organic, but it's the same thing apparently. They have so much stuff. They have more than 1,000 organic products, it says here. I'm so happy, you can't imagine, because I eat so much organic stuff. I spent €72 on all this food. That's about £60. So this is much better value than what you get in the UK. And a lot of it is organic. So I got organic tomatoes, I got vegan cheese, organic lettuce, actually it's like hard bread, organic spaghetti. The apples and the pears aren't organic. This is organic oat milk. I got organic beetroot, I got organic olives, this is normal mayonnaise but it hasn't got sunflower oil, it's just got olive oil. Avocados, I got organic chickpeas. Sunlight is a major reason why I wanted to relocate. So just the sun makes us feel better. I feel happier being in a sunny environment. And also there's the vitamin D aspect. What was really interesting, about a week after I left the UK, the state of Florida, they passed a bill to ban all kinds of geoengineering, which is basically sending planes up to spray all these chemicals to block out the sun. And at the same time, the UK announced that they were going to spend £40 million, which they don't have, on geoengineering, just, you know, spraying all these chemicals to stop the sunlight. It's funny because up until this moment, if you speak about it, people call you a conspiracy theorist. When you block the sun, you block people's vitamin D, which means they're going to get sick, and the big pharmaceutical companies make lots of money and they're lobbying the politicians. I've been trying to kind of find a balance so I can get vitamin D naturally from the sun. The other day, at 9:30 in the morning, I just tried 20 minutes without any sunscreen to get some vitamin D, but I started to burn. So I'm not sure how I can do that without burning yet, but I will update you on that. I made a video about using castor oil as skincare, which is an amazing idea and it makes your skin look great, but I've had to stop it because the castor oil erodes your sun protection. So even if you wash it off your face, it still kind of stays in your skin. The outdoor lifestyle is a major reason why I wanted to come here. So I can go down to the beach, which is down that way, at 9 p.m, 9:30, 10 p.m, there's people jogging, there's people out living their life, walking their dogs. In the UK, people at a certain time when it's dark, they close the door, they try and keep warm. It's a whole different lifestyle. I've made a few different videos about grounding, which is just putting your bare feet in contact with the earth for health benefits. So I've been doing this every day. I've been going down to the beach, I've been standing in the sea. It helps me sleep better, it just makes me feel good. So I'm able to do that every day, which feels wonderful, and that's a benefit to my life. So in the UK, I had a grounding mat and I used to, walk around barefoot in the garden, but there's nothing like standing in the sea. It's just so wonderful to have the connection with the sea, and you can hear the sound of the sea. I've been trying to meditate on the beach as well. I find that very calming. The other benefit I think of coming here is mental health. People here tend to greet each other. So my neighbours, they say hola. If you get in a lift with a stranger, they say hola. People, you know, will start a conversation if you smile when you talk to them. And I think you can feel less isolated, less alone. And I think that's good for society as a whole. There's also less stress here. So people don't really rush. You know, if they're going to miss the train, they don't run, they'll just wait for the next one. Compared to the UK, where there's no time for anything, everyone is stressed and running around, especially in London and big cities. There's just no time for anything at all. Even when people get home, they're rushing to eat dinner and do stuff. I've been looking at the body language of Spanish people, how they walk, you know, how they talk, compared to people in the UK. They're just so much more relaxed. So I'm not saying that there's not mental health issues here in Spain, but I just think this is a healthier environment to live in. I made this recent video on the Mediterranean diet scam. So a lot of people think that the diet here in the Mediterranean, olive oil and tomatoes or whatever, is healthier, but that was actually debunked. There's lots of obese people here. You know, I want to paint a balanced picture. There's lots of people who are unhealthy as well. And the last point I want to make, and this is not related specifically to Spain, but I've been seeing a chiropractor for at least 10 years in the UK because I get pain between my shoulder blades and I have to go and have it cracked, and then maybe a couple of months later the pain will come back. So it's been ongoing. I randomly met someone who does Reiki here, and this person put their hand above my back, and I had a tight feeling in my chest, like I couldn't breathe. It was really uncomfortable, but apparently it's not actually it's nothing muscular, or it's not the bones, it was blocked energy. So it wasn't a very comfortable experience, but the pain went away instantly and it hasn't come back yet. I know this is not related to coming to Spain, but the reason I'm telling you this is that when you leave your comfort zone and you go somewhere new and you meet new people, you have new experiences, and you know, things like this happen, and you grow and you can improve your health and your life in general. So now to my general update since I've been here. So in general, I'd say I feel a lot happier here than I did in the UK. I miss my family and my friends and my cat enormously. But whenever I feel lonely, I go to the gym, I research something, I make videos, I work, I keep myself busy. You need to break it up. You need to have some visits going home once a month or something. I think that's the only way you could do this without getting really, really down. But eventually, when I go home for those trips, I want to feel like I'm coming back here and this is my home, rather than going home. I'll be going back to see my family, but this will be my home. That's how hopefully I'll feel in a few months. It took me exactly 16 days to stop battling with my ego and, you know, having arguments with myself in my head saying, you know, you shouldn't be here, this is a mistake, you should go home. After those couple of weeks, I felt more comfortable. I felt like, yes, I'm doing the right thing. It's crazy how we have to battle with ourselves in situations like this. So being here in the Costa del Sol, for anyone in America, it's basically the south of Spain on the coast, is made up of holiday resorts. It's not that easy to make friends because everyone here is on holiday, but I have met a couple of Spanish people and hopefully we will become friends and, you know, have a friendship. But even amongst the Spanish people, there's definitely a lot of drugs here, huge amount of drugs. And coming from London, I thought I'd seen it all. And just to keep it real, I want to give you the negative things that I faced as well. Spanish people are quite in your face. It takes me quite a long time to find a quiet spot on the beach. So I walk around, I find somewhere where there's no music, no kids, no one playing any games or anything, and I'll sit down. And what tends to keep happening is that a Spanish person will come and put their towel like 10 centimeters from where I'm sitting. They'll sit down, they'll start smoking a cigarette in my face, they'll get their phone out and have a loud conversation or start playing music. And I'm like, I would never sit next to someone in such an intimate way, but that's just what they do. Normally, like in the UK, you let people get off the train and then you get on. What they do here is they push people back on the train, even if it's a pregnant woman or an old man with crutches. And really the only, I suppose, negative experience I've had, I just found that some of the guys in the gym are quite aggressive. They don't want to share the equipment. Like one guy came up to me when I was using the machine, he said, "How long are you going to be?" I said, "Oh, just 2 minutes." And he literally stood in front of my face, like until I'd finished. And talking to a lot of people here in Spain, It's very much a socialist country. There's loads of people receiving benefits, and those people will always vote socialist because they want that to continue, that lifestyle. So if you become a funcionario, which means you basically work for the state, then you've got a job for life. You can never get sacked. And if you're someone entrepreneurial or self-employed, like I am, then you have to pay masses and masses of tax. Spain is good for people on low paid salary. When people kept telling me this, I was like, okay, I've made the right decision in going to Gibraltar rather than coming to Spain. And I guess as a final thing, the flip side of people being super relaxed is that when it comes to work, that translates as they're not very money motivated. So I've worked in sales myself. I've sold all kinds of different stuff for the last 15 years. And when you get a customer who comes into your store or wherever you work and they say, I want to spend £5,000 on this item, you're like, wow, I'm going to make commission. So you're polite, you treat them well, you're enthusiastic, you try and get the sale and get the commission. Here they don't seem to be motivated by money at all. So if you walk in and you want to buy something, they almost look at you like you're bothering them. There's huge opportunities if you come from another country and you're good at sales and you're hungry for money to come to Spain and to get those sales. I'd be really interested if anyone lives in Spain and can comment on what I'm saying. Do you agree? Do you not agree? I haven't been here that long. It's only been a month. So thanks so much for watching and have a great day.